I gotta tell you, when I was doing my research to speak with you today, I went a little down the TRL rabbit hole.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you remember this, but you had a really great chat with Britney Spears.
Yes.
It was ahead of the VMAs. She was
Yeah.
teasing her performance. And she's someone who's so empowered. And like you, she's got a book that's about to come out.
Wait.
That's my question.
I can't wait.
Are you gonna read it? Have you
100%.
pre-ordered it? What are you most excited to learn in devouring her novel?
It's not even what I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to honor her truth because she never got to tell it. And as someone who had to bury her truth for 10 years about a toxic workplace that I encountered, and have people come up to me over the years and be like, oh my God, why do you leave? Why do you leave? And really vilify me for doing that. When I got to tell my truth, it was cathartic for me, and it has changed the course of my life that I got that experience. And so I hope it's equally cathartic for her, and I hope that anybody who benefited from her in the past is able to honor her truth and really be respectful.
Have you been able to connect with her
God,
beyond
no,
your?
I wish. Listen, if she wants to come to the farm and hide out, I'll dance with Britney in the
Thank
kitchen.
you.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly feel like she would take you up on that
Fine.
because you set a very safe space for her all those years when everything was very big in her life.
We used to say we would have a sweet-o-meter when she would come on the show because everything she said was, that's so sweet, thank you, that's so sweet, thank you.
Keep the ticker going.
Yeah, and it was just like, God, she's so nice to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, she really meant it when she would say, that's so sweet, thank you so
Right,
much.
she appreciated the compliment.
Every single fan.
Yes. From one pop star to another, I know you are the ultimate pop culture consumer.
Isn't that weird?
No, I mean, this is who you are, and it's why
Yeah.
it's part of why we love you. You're just as invested in Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romance as we are.
Yeah, I love love.
What is it about this romance that has endeared you kind of so sweetly?
I love love. I think that our news cycle was so dark for so very long.
Yes.
And there is still a lot of darkness
lot.
out there. And so if we can celebrate something that's fluffy and lovely and charming and pretty, like, yes, why would anyone want to poo-poo that? So I'm very supportive of that relationship. I've done charity work with Travis through Paul Rudd.
Oh,
he does
great.
a big slick
Kansas City.
charity big thing in Kansas City. And Travis was always like a very charming person that would show up and be lovely to all the fans and raise money for, you know, the children. And so that's the kind of guy that Taylor deserves.
Okay,
Like,
so from what you know of him, this is a good guy.
I think so.
Taylor is making a correct decision.
What I like is that he knows exactly who she is and does not want her to dim her light at all, and he just wants to amplify it.
Louder.
Like,
Louder. Say it louder for the people in the
Yeah.
back. And I think our girl deserves that.
who walks into a room and is like, do you guys know that I'm with Taylor Swift? Yeah.
I have to tell you, this is a sharp pivot, but your hair is so beautiful.
Oh, this whole thing.
It really is. Props to your team and props to you.
Thanks.
How do you feel being celebrated for being your most authentic self?
It is, I don't know that it's funny to me, but it maybe surprising to me how many people think that it's shocking that I let my hair go gray.
Like, it shouldn't be such a surprise.
No, my husband had dark hair when we started dating, and then when he went silver, I don't remember anyone asking about it ever. It was just like a thing that would pop up in magazines like Silver Fox. And so what I want is to normalize that for women. We spend so much money on highlights when we could just grow our own. I want women to feel okay getting older. We've seen this kind of shift in like what our faces are supposed to look like, what our hair is supposed to look like, what our bodies are supposed to look like, and it's not natural or normal. And so I want everyone to feel their best and do whatever makes them feel good. But for me, that's going with my aging process in just a relaxed way. We're just gonna ease into this.
Yeah. Okay, so are you against the other stuff?
Not at all. No. And I might hit a phase in my 60s where I'm like, let's go for it. Like, you know.
But
who
so
knows?
far, no.
No, so far, no. And I don't look down on it. I think it's awesome. I have a lot of friends who do it and feel great. And I might get to that point. I'm just not there today.
Okay,
And
good for
I
you.
definitely believe in phases. You know, so this is my gray-haired, don't tell me what to do phase.
Grimoire Girl. This is your second, not your first, your second New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, weird, right?
Not weird. Very much well-earned and well-deserved. How does this feel?
A lot of people have asked, they're like, what do you like doing better? And when you go to the core of a person, you have to go back to who they were when they were little. And
Yes.
the first thing I was, before I was an actor, I was a reader. And so writing books was always a pipe dream. It was like, oh, you have to go to college and be a doctor, be a professor to write books.
Credentials, yes.
Yeah, you gotta have diplomas on the wall. And so it really feels like wish fulfillment for 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old me. And that feels nice.
So for anyone who is unfamiliar with this word, grimoire.
Yes.
What is that?
So a grimoire is a book that a woman would keep that was a collection of her life-saving knowledge. So she would either inherit it from another woman or start it herself in her youth and add to it throughout the course of her life. And women were persecuted for having these things. A woman could be put to death for a grimoire being found in her home. She would be accused of witchcraft. And so it is an act of defiance to write a grimoire and put it out for the masses, taking ownership of that word witch and what it really means. And it's a woman who is not confined by societal rules and who's willing to push boundaries. And so I want to encourage women to do that and also practice magical thinking. you know?
I loved this quote in the book. So much of my value as a person had been based on acting, but in my heart of hearts, I knew it wasn't my calling. So I have to ask, is acting still a priority for you, or do you feel like there's other things that have sort of shifted?
Yeah, I mean, I started doing an advocacy project called It Couldn't Happen Here. And we
Yes.
just launched a podcast that deep dives the cases that we covered. And doing that kind of advocacy work is very important to me because I live in a small town, and this show focuses on injustices that happen in small towns that no one's paying attention to.
So you're shining a light on those.
And people desperately need our help, And so helping in that capacity feels like a priority to me. Being there for my kids' school. I am the middle school PTSO rep, and that is my entire identity right now.
I love that.
It is so
Lean
hard
into it.
and fantastic.
Yeah.
But for acting, it was always more about teamwork for me. I loved being on a set. I loved having scenes with Sophia. I loved that camaraderie. And if we're able to create that kind of thing in other settings, fantastic. If a friend called me and was like, baby, I want you on set.
Let's go.
Yeah. Right now, my kids take priority, but my husband and my friends, they can pull on me. They know I'll do it.
What does this next chapter of life look like for Hilarie Burton Morgan, personally and professionally?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a phase right now where the relationships that are important to me have deepened. I've gotten to build things with my husband and with friends like Sophia and Danielle Ackles. The people in my life that I really love have doubled down on their efforts to be with me. And that feels so loving and rewarding. And so building out projects with those people and prioritizing them feels like an important next step. So we're ready for that strike to be over so we can make magical things together.